anything. My bad.
All good.
My bad. All right, well, we're here right
Is
now.
Misha here?
Yup.
Okay.
Is Misha here?
She just said yep.
I
Emotionally.
know. But does she know how to do the Misha
Oh
voice?
my gosh.
No, that is a hard question. Actually, I'm not sure if I do.
You don't remember, so
Go
you can
over
do it.
video, yeah.
How long has it been?
She's recently
a
been
month.
reanimated, so she obviously would have a new voice.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's true.
There you go. Whatever
Yeah,
it
one
is
with the
today,
accent of
that's
the
it.
necromancer possessing her corpse currently.
Trying for kind of like a Romani
It's like
accent. Let's see if I-
a Mandout Dweer type of accent.
Oh my god, it's been a long time since I've heard Mandout Dweer, and I used to remember that voice.
He'll come
It
around, I'm
hasn't
sure.
been a long time.
Just go to our
has
YouTube
been a long
page.
time.
Yeah.
Joe Siobhan.
Yeah. Okay. So we're all here. Let's get started. Right on time as usual, about 20 minutes late. So last time our adventurers, if you can call them that, you guys just finished murking some more disfigured. A persistent thorn in your side. This time it claimed one of your guys' lives, but for now, seems like Misha's back in the up and up. You spoke a bit with your old father, your old man, who kind of broke some things down for you as far as what had been happening in Salura. And he said he's gonna slink away after he killed the woman who was using him as a tool for power. It seems like he's not the nicest guy anymore. After that, you guys spoke with King Darm Matthias, or Mathiel, rather. And
What his name is?
Yeah, his name is also Menethok.
I was like, something's
Yeah,
wrong
that's the one that I remember.
That's the one you remember. That's probably the more important one. Who entreated you to slay his wife in a couple weeks' time. Does anybody remember why he's asking you to do that?
In a couple weeks.
I remember him. He
I
wants.
think he just said he has no use for her anymore or something.
Oh, that's right. No. She's
And that
she's getting ready
she's-
to kill him.
Right.
She's they're double crossing the double
Well,
cross.
specifically, they're expecting some other form of company whom we know, and doesn't want to be occupied by two enemies at once, I believe, was the reasoning. He said he was gonna.
Oh yeah.
The people with the floaty castle, I can't remember the guy's name, was gonna.
The
That's
Band
when
of
they're gonna
Unum.
attack. Who are quote unquote our friends? Probably the closest thing to true friends we have in the whole story right now.
Yeah,
Other
you
than
don't have a whole
ourselves.
lot of friends.
Oh.
But yeah,
Anyway, he wants us to deal with them so he can kill our buddies unabated.
yeah,
And
that's the thing.
Misha is actually convinced that their dad can be saved.
Yes,
It's
and everyone
certainly
else
possible.
is
Everyone else thinks
based
that I'm
and understands that that's not
wrong.
happening.
Yeah. So yes, the Band of Unum. Specifically, one thing that Menethok fears about Queen Onolores is that she has that rod, and he doesn't want to be subjected by it. Basically,
Yeah.
and so
But he didn't actually.
Oh, yeah,
we
he
don't-
also
he
got
didn't
some
actually
crazy
ask us to
dagger.
kill her.
What did he ask? He just occupy her time. Yeah, I think he did ask you to kill her.
No, I think he said that he doesn't think we can kill her, but he would like it if we did. But we should, at the very
I
least,
think
yes,
it's a
yes.
win-win for
we
him.
should at
Because
the
if we
very
die,
least
then
occupy
we're
her
gone.
while the invasion is going on.
Right.
Right. That makes
Correct.
sense.
That's
Correct.
not
Yeah, I think it was.
important.
He's cool with it either way.
If we didn't
Yeah.
have to
If
actually.
we
kill
die,
her.
he's stoked. If she dies, he's also stoked. Perhaps
If
even
we
more
fail,
so.
he's also stoked because
Yeah,
we
but
were a
we can
distraction.
quote unquote succeed and run away.
Yeah,
That's the hope.
I think
That's
I remember
the hope.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, so he kind of gave that to you. He said he'd sneak you in for the day, that you would launch this attack, and you would basically have an opportunity to take her out. And she's an enemy to you in a lot of ways. One, she's controlling your gods, for two of the characters, anyways, and is oppressing. And so, with that, he left, but he promised payment of a sort.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Misha jerking off about the armor.
Oh yeah, no. I get my. I've been waiting for this.
I've been waiting for
Yes, you
this.
have.
I think you're still
Yeah.
waiting.
Yes, you are currently
I
still
have
waiting
the
for it.
Goodwill armor piece for my
Unless
chest.
I'm mistaken, I think
Just
that
saying.
the last thing we did was have that guy send a message to that the magic item purveyor guy, so we could meet up again. I don't know if that's true though.
No,
No,
the last
we
thing that you
talked
guys
to
did
Jim
was...
Darn,
Yep,
and he said we
Oh,
should
yeah.
contact him again like tomorrow or the day after.
Okay.
yep. And you guys were deciding what you wanted to do with
I
the
thought we also
rest
talked to
of
some
the day.
courier guy. Maybe not.
And I think
Nope. So,
we were trying to decide what we were going to do in
Oh,
the
yeah.
meantime. And I remember I had the idea that we should maybe go talk to the Knights of Karn for some reason, though I don't remember why.
We have a bit of land and something about trying
It
to get.
wasn't about that. I don't remember what.
I think maybe we thought they would help us. I don't know.
yeah, so we will pick up right there, though, as you guys are still at the tavern. You just sent off Jim Darn, we'll say, and you guys have the opportunity to explore Skull in its extravagance, if you would like, and find your resources. You have 16 days now until the time of the winter solstice in Jelen, and that apparently is the date that things are going to go down, so far as you know.
We're in the town where that armor smith guy was, right? Or where that group was.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just like to go pick up my armor.
Yeah,
gonna
he
be
hasn't commissioned anything yet. You don't have any money or anything of that sort yet. There's nothing given to you. So
Yeah, I thought
You
he said
talked
he
to
would
the guy,
offer
like,
some type of compensation.
Literally on this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was nighttime,
Yeah.
but maybe we rested or
He's a
whatever.
king.
I think you guys did rest. So if you have not already, you are back to full life.
Yeah. Oh, because we leveled too, right? Pretty sure.
Don't.
Am I
think
crazy
we
about
did.
that?
Oh no, we did
think-
because I got the chance to possibly speak to my gods,
What level are we?
and that was a different ability.
Maybe I'm wrong.
No, I
Don't see any.
think when I died,
Do we roll
did.
health? Do we roll dice?
I remember talking about that. Was that like the episode before?
I think it was
No one rolled.
That was
hit
2
dice.
ago, right? Because you guys did one without me. I think.
No.
No.
Aren't we
we never did
level
that.
11?
Okay. So I'm level 10.
You need to level.
I think
I
we're
don't
level
believe-
10. I mean, not,
I
No,
don't
no,
think
we're
so.
level. We're 11. We're 11.
We
Okay.
are
So then I
11.
need to. Okay. So I need to go.
You need to level, yes.
You're level.
Oh yeah, no. I think we leveled like not this time, but the time before this.
The time before, yeah, like when I the
after
end of
fighting all the disfigured.
yeah, after when I
Yeah,
died.
Okay.
Yes,
That's-
that's correct.
okay.
Yeah, so you should have
yeah,
already.
right. Yeah, I have Relentless Rage at 11. I just changed
The
my
only
number.
character to ever level by dying, Misha.
I communed with my gods in death, so just so we're
Okay.
clear,
Spoiler, dude. I didn't know that.
it's more of a flavor
Anyway.
thing.
Okay. Well, we're 11. We're caught up. You need us to do that. Apparently it's morning. I guess now we talk to Jim Darn again, or did we do that this morning as well? I thought we did that.
I
the
would
other
say
night.
that you guys had already. So you went back to town. You went back to your normal inn. You slept, and then you contacted
Okay.
Jim Dar in the car.
That's
And now is the rest of the day.
Sure.
Oh yeah, because we tried to go to that other end, but it was like a sketchy sex place.
Yeah, it was.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I think it was pretty obviously it was a sketchy sex place even before
No,
you
it
guys.
was obvious.
Yeah. I
I-
felt like that was the whole point. Misha didn't even go. I think me and Kirill were like, nah.
You don't want to go be degenerate with the rest of the wizards in Skull? Come on.
I'm
Such a
actually not too
buzzkill.
certain what the
Tried to
tenets
buy
of
an
my
extremely
faith
potent
are, but
aphrodisiac, but he wouldn't let me.
not to
Yeah.
say
Oh,
some
God.
religions don't have orgies on the regular.
I haven't heard of them,
Which
but
one? I'd love to learn.
Apparently not.
I've
You
seen
left.
it kind of like more ancient cultures, but there was also plenty of like Greek cultures and stuff that would do.
What do we want to do on this day? We've talked to Jimmy.
Well, we need to figure out what we're gonna do
Yeah.
in general.
I think that was kind of where we left. Like we weren't sure if we, because there was that one dwarf guy, who's had agreed to help us. I can't remember his name exactly. But he said he was like a wealthy townsman.
Something Ashblood,
Yeah,
I think.
he was like a big Ashblood guy.
he was an Ashblood.
And we
You
sent
can
him
call
to
him Mr.
Gelring.
Ashblood.
Yeah, we sent him there to get his people out, though, right? Is that correct?
Yeah.
He can he teleported there, though, right? He's like a magic guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's already there.
Cool. Okay.
And that was like several days ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think so.
That was before,
we went to Organda, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Because we talked to him at the party.
That makes sense. Did he say he was going to bring them here or to? Is that why we wanted to go to Morocco? Is he bringing them to the Knights of Karn place? Or am I totally fucked
Just
on
to be clear, we are not now going to go see the djinn who has your sword. That is off the table completely.
I don't know. I mean, it's
'Cause
not
my
important.
spell list. No, it's important for me to know because of my spell selection.
Sure, that's fair.
Well, considering
Dorian Ashblood.
we actually talked to what's his face about that guy. Talked to Menethok about that guy. I think. And he suggested we like go talk to him or something. For some
Yep.
reason.
Yes,
I don't remember
so
what that
yes,
was.
so he said he's a very useful person, a very useful tool, and he would prefer it if you didn't go and assault him, and also that he would probably kill you. He's the greatest thief in the multiverse, is how he described him.
The djinn.
So,
right? Yeah.
yes, the djinn.
I remember
So-
that now.
So if you wanted to utilize his resources, he said that you're perfectly capable of doing that. But he also gave you no command one way or another, and also he doesn't command you, so you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. I'm just
Mhm.
noting that.
Yeah, I think I had also suggested, and I think there was some pushback on this, that maybe we warn the guys that Manetholic is planning to meet while we're dealing with his wife, the queen. You know, maybe they don't. Maybe they already know they're kind of walking into a trap where he suspects them to be there already, or maybe they don't. But I thought we had some sending scrolls.
I mean, we could attempt to contact them. I don't know how they possibly couldn't know.
Well, I don't know. The other thing was, and we don't know what it is to my knowledge, that Manethok got that dagger that was supposedly an artifact of great power that we don't know what it is. Didn't know what it was. One of the assassin guys was wielding it.
I think it was where
Oh
he was
yeah,
storing
he
his,
wants to use it to eat all the souls of the people of Gelrin.
Yeah. No, I remember that part. It was like one of those artifacts that does that.
It's going
I just-
really well.
I don't know how many other ones there are. I think that we know of a few, but
You know the crown.
still. Yeah, exactly.
And
That's
you know the
other obvious
dagger.
one. So many options. So much.
Why don't You make a history check, Damon, as you're thinking about
Sure.
this.
History check. Not proficient. No bonus.
I'm gonna remove my spell and just assume we're changing
That's an
plans for the day.
11.
Nothing of note that I will just
Yeah,
divulge.
doesn't nothing hits the bell, rings the bell.
Mm-mm.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know. What? This is one of the. It's been a long time since we haven't had a
A direct,
what do you
obvious
call
move.
exactly?
Yeah. Oh, also, Richard
Uh,
Town was dead, guys. He was killed.
I think if we're planning on like doing anything to assault this woman, any sort of yes, friends or allies in the area, or maybe someone who might like, or ways we could like delve into weaknesses she might have. Or personally, I would love it if we could break her like control over our gods, because that would really weaken
Or
her
this is
for a second.
this is a
Well, to do
wild
that,
one.
we'd have to go back to the Hollow Peaks, right?
We could, if
I think it was
he's
implied we
afraid of her
would survive.
controlling Rod or whatever, right? We could try to find a way to parlay with her and try to kill Menethok with her helping us in a common goal at that
Oh,
moment.
that sounds
Seems
just
a
awful.
little risky, but I think Menethok is extremely powerful.
No, I think we just need to kill her and take the rod.
I don't know if we're actually going to be able to kill her.
Well,
I don't know if we'll be able to use the rod, even if we have it. Maybe we will. Maybe it's obvious. I don't know shit about that kind of magic.
If
of
it's
course
how
we'll be able to use
she's controlling our gods, we're going to have to destroy it.
No, you said
What
to
if we could
destroy
control
her. Easy. Well, so we'd have to go back to the Hollow Peaks, which we could
Yep.
do. But we don't know
Oh.
where in the Hollow Peaks.
Yeah, that it actually is.
And we also... Maybe we need to go to Jelrin.
I think you said that last time. I think it was implied like if we go to the Hollow Peaks, we're just not going to survive that kind of an encounter.
No, I think we could, but I think if we want to go to the Hollow Peaks, we could end up being there for a long time. And in order to make it back to Jelrin, we probably need the ability to teleport there, which we currently do not have. So maybe we should go to Jelrin so I can write down a circle.
I'm good with that. This is like
Yeah, that's fine. We already have the circles for the Hollow Peaks too.
faster
Oh.
traveling.
Or at least we have them on a piece of parchment. I don't know if we have them memorized.
I think he's got to memorize.
Yeah. So we could go to Jelrin, do that, and then go into the Hollow Peaks. I mean, we did get a ton of stuff to prepare for an encounter with Mind Flayers, and we still have all of that stuff.
Yep, that's true. I've got the ring.
Could be. Maybe that's what we should do.
And that's
Any,
just nondescriptly in the Hollow Peaks somewhere. I know we were given kind of a description by that old man in the inn one time, but I don't know if we know an exact location.
South of the Fireways, which is
familiar.
well, it's Fireways is the way that you get there. It's south of the Ashhold, that city that you guys were on top of the dwarves,
Gotcha.
and you actually went in at one point.
You have the teleportation.
Yeah,
ability
when we
to
saw
make
the
your
djinn.
attack there.
You were continuing along the path in the Fireways when you encountered the fortress that Drahenishayu, that genie, that's where he lived. And so that blocked your path.
Bastard.
So if you wanted to continue any further along those lines, you would have to either sneak or treat with him.
Parlay. I mean, we're planning on going there to kill him, so I mean,
Or kill him. Yeah.
this is
I mean, we could get through, right? I would think so, anyway.
he liked Taman.
Yes,
I'm
he
not
did.
sure.
He taunted me.
Taunt or like? I think he liked you, Taman. Like,
I
liked
don't
you.
think so. I think he laughed in my face and disappeared after hurting me a
He
lot.
touched you. He made
Oh.
pretty eyes at you.
I do not remember this.
You
And
should
then
surely have a
everything
wild
exploded.
imagination.
Everything exploded. That was the next thing that happened.
He wants your sword.
He was really excited to see you, is what it.
Yeah, he wants your
Yeah.
sword.
Exactly.
Nice.
Nice.
So, anybody else have any other ideas, or should we go to the Hollow Peaks, or
Good with Hollow Peaks.
What can we do all at once? Should we? How many of those sending scrolls do we have? Is it even worth us to warn that other people that, hey, Menethok knows you're coming and he's planning a trap? Or should we just go to the Hollow Peaks and deal with these mind flayers / Jane guy?
Should I put that magic circle back on?
well, I don't
Wait.
think
I guess what else are we using the sending scrolls for right now?
they're on Misha's sheet. I'm pretty sure.
I can
So, I don't know.
also learn the spell sending if it's something you really want to do.
I don't know that it would be very easy
Well-
to contact those people with that spell. But
It's also important to note that it's not just mind flayers in that city. They described what was at the end of the road.
yeah, some aboleths.
We are
Some.
not. We are obviously not fighting any
Many
aboleths.
aboleths
That's
in the
not gonna-
mountains.
Well, we already fought in Aboleth. What do you
Well,
mean?
We're not gonna vote like many aboleths. That's just.
You sound very confident for something we don't know.
Running
I would
away is great.
Yes, true. It's all something to factor into the risk, guys.
Well, I mean, if you're scared to fight an aboleth, but you think we should go up against Miss Ono Lorez or whatever,
Yeah.
then
that's-
I think we might need a wake up call.
From my character's point of view, as a cleric of the gods that she's abusing, don't have a choice.
Yeah, I
Yeah, but
understand.
they both
happen.
lead to the
That
same
makes sense.
outcome. No,
I'm fine with anything that would destroy this person and what she's causing.
no, but like you talk about freeing the gods, that's going to the place we're talking about.
I know, a bunch of
There's-
aboleths. Well, we could try to not run into aboleths. We could run away from them and do whatever else we got to do. I'm just saying that
Well-
retreating from certain combat might be necessary.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure,
that's always
sure,
an
sure,
option,
sure.
for sure. But it does
May
sound
be
like
able
both
to-
consensuses lead to Hollow Peaks.
But first jail run, and then we'll get a little
Sorry,
circle
yes.
out.
Yep. Well, if
Assuming
Yeah.
that's something
Halder
we
can
do, I
learn
don't know.
of a circle there, which I'm sure there is one that we can find, then it makes sense.
It would be useful, but I don't know for sure if that's something that's possible. But
I mean, there's definitely a circle in Jilrin.
Yeah.
Whether or not we can use and get to that circle is a different question entirely.
But I think I think that's what we should do. And then
Yeah.
we can
That sounds good.
we can call Jimmy.
It's certainly one of the
At some point.
more direct paths we can take instead of just kind of being uncertain of what we should do. I think that we should definitely do something we know will have an impact. And the circle is important, so I think we should go to Jelrun.
I think that is also agreeable.
What does anyone else think? Kirill, Yane.
Kira wants to go duel the orc.
Oh yeah,
No, that's
I
Yane
forgot about
wants to duel the
that. I
orc.
forgot about that.
That's
You just want
Yane.
to go murder.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that was Yane. I think that was
No, it's Kira.
No.
it was Kirill's.
The
He
sword.
li-
No,
he
but
likes-
I pawned the aggression off onto Yane, who will do the
Oh,
fighting
We
for
were
me.
standing next to each other.
Sure,
He's
sure.
champion.
I gotcha.
Yeah, trial by combat.
Alright.
So, you guys are in
We're
agreement
going
that
to
you're heading
Jelrun,
to.
then we're
Jelrun?
teleporting to Jelrun through services because it's a long ride, probably.
Hopefully. Yeah.
I would. My armor is
We'll
here. I'd like
literally
to
get
secure
there
away of
maybe
that
on the day that we're
being
supposed to
assured to
kill
me
the princess,
before I leave.
the queen.
Really got a hard on for this armor.
Oh, you don't understand what I'm planning
Yeah,
here. It's so beautifully thematic. It's going to be amazing.
Oh man.
I don't know that it's easily attainable.
I think the
It was
freaking
expensive as
emperor
hell
of
last time we
whatever.
talked
Oh,
about it.
he's got like endless amounts of money. He's giving it to me. It's mine. Deal was done.
Yeah, but how do you think you're gonna get it?
Well, he's paying for it, so I'm gonna.
I thought
Get it.
that he did say this too. That he said that he would offer up some level.
Didn't he
of
say it was gonna
compensation.
take quite a bit of time?
I don't think he said it was gonna take
I
a bit
don't
of time. I don't
I don't
remember that
know.
honestly.
Just the time that it would take for him to logistically accomplish it, rather than
Yeah,
instantaneously.
but it's one of those ones like people are rich enough. You just send a note being like, "Hey, I got this. Charge my account."
Yeah. I
Like
know
that-
that. But we don't know if he's taking care of that business yet. I guess we could at
Out
least
there,
talk.
as you guys are having this conversation, you get a message.
Okay.
A message.
It's from a familiar voice, Old Nash, giving you a ring. He says, "Where are you now? And how long will you be there?"
My Discord cut out. Who said that?
Nash.
To
Do I have a certain
Haldir
amount
only.
of words to respond in?
BRB.
Yeah, you have 25 words.
Dear bitch.
Currently in Skull at X Inn. I don't remember what the fuck it's called. Was planning to head to Jelrun soon. Can wait if necessary.
You don't get an immediate reply back. You guys are in the Dole Roar right now. If I
That's
recall
right.
correct.
No, that is right.
You audibly say your message out loud. You just
Nah.
respond
That
mentally
would be
as you
that would
do.
be weird. I would just tell them. Nash wanted to know where we were, so I told him. I mean,
Mhm.
That's just fine. We did talk to Nash before, right? Because I had that suspicion that I don't think he wanted to kill his mom, but I think we already had that
no.
discussion, didn't we?
We don't know what he thinks about his father's task for us.
I got the
He was-
impression he's like rocking a hard place.
He was present for the meeting, but he didn't. I mean, obviously, he might be totally on board, but he wouldn't be able to express that presumably at the time.
Yeah.
So, well, I guess given that he had sent that message and didn't contact or didn't reply, that I would say we should stay here until we hear from him or something.
Sorry, guys. I'm back.
So,
Did you hear that Nash had contacted us?
Yes, I did. And I had to be right back as Halder was formulating a reply.
Yeah, so we should probably stay here until we hear from him is what I was just saying. So
Sure.
Not
Okay.
exactly here, but in Skull at the least, probably.
Have some tea.
But I don't know that we have a lot to do in the city unless we want to just peruse around. We spent nearly all our money already.
Did he say how
Say
long
how
he
far
wanted us
now.
to wait here?
No, he didn't say anything.
Oh, that's right. It's just one reply. No forward or back communication. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're chilling. Does anyone have anything they want to do in Skull?
Misha may as well go talk to the brown wizards.
I'll do that.
Sure. So
I'll go with her.
go to one of those shops that they have set up around the city, and that are all fronts because they don't actually keep anything stored there. But there is the usual suspects reading books, chilling, waiting for people to come in, and as you do, they greet you. Hello, hello. What can I do for you?
I was promised some armor would be prepared for me.
Yes, I think I did hear something about an order coming in. You're not the one who was supposed to collect it, though. You don't match the description, anyways.
I'm gonna give the description of Nash's human form
Mm-hmm.
and ask if that was who.
Well, that certainly sounds like it. Yes. But he hasn't arrived yet, and we'll wait until that occurs.
He's slow and rich, which means he's even slower than slow.
I have not yet heard that terminology, but I like it. I find that money kind of does move a little bit quick, though.
The money should already, I thought, be here. He might appreciate his legs not having to walk as much, and I trust that you would know who it is that it is coming to collect it, not just by appearance description and how dead I would be if I were to steal from him.
Yes, I understand, and the same goes for us. If we gave away stuff that was his to people we don't necessarily know, we would be in just so much trouble. So, if you could be patient and wait for his arrival, if you are indeed.
No, it is fine. I wanted to talk to him anyways. I'm gonna pull up a chair. Do you have any tea?
I suppose we could get you some tea. And
I'm
he
just
kind of
gonna
looks
find,
over
like,
to one of the
Post and just
interns.
kind of sit up on it and
One of the other people in
Kind of
there,
wait.
like, sighs, closes his book, heads to the back. You can hear some action behind, and in a few minutes later, you're gifted with some tea. It's not particularly great, but it'll do.
That is more than enough.
Sure. Are you the? Did anybody else go with Misha, or is it just Misha that's sitting there
I'm
waiting?
there.
Okay.
No, I said I was
And-
like, can you hear me? I'm like
Yeah, I
found like a post and
I,
just kind of
I
like
assumed we were there as a
leaned up
party,
against
but
it.
Well, you did.
I didn't know that we split up. I mean, I
I didn't know
Yeah.
we split up either. I
Well,
assumed we were
I'm
all
asking
going
if
together.
everybody went along.
I'm assuming we're all there.
Sure.
I was
All right.
planning on big chilling
Big chillin' where? With everybody else?
in like the room. I didn't think I wasn't planning on going, but I mean,
He's like
That's
the
what I,
boyfriend
that's what I was
shopping
waiting to hear.
with the girlfriend.
Yeah,
Stands outside the building.
for sure. Well, it takes probably about an hour of waiting. And there are a number of customers who kind of come in and see like just this bedecked outfit, just people just chilling in this lobby, and some of them just turn around and walk out. Like, these guys are insane. But no, for the most part, just people giving you sidelong glances, like, what the heck's going on here?
Misha returning sidelong glances.
Sure. Why don't you make a perception check?
Misha.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to find my.
And anybody else who's paying attention to the people who are coming and going at this store.
I would
I
definitely be
swear to
doing that.
God, I said I was gonna say if I roll a 10, I would be
18?
so pissed off.
It's more
And I
disfigured.
did.
You're gonna be served poison tea. I know it.
Yep, that's exactly right. No, so Tammin, you notice everybody else pretty disinterested, maybe talking about tea, I guess. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Tammin, you notice that there are a lot of clean cut men and women who have been coming and going. And when I say a lot, I mean most of the people who are in Skull are pretty individualistic and they kind of have their own flair and style. These 6 individuals that you've seen come and go in the past hour have all been like roughshod and kind of, they were not wearing the finest clothes, but their appearance themselves, they're all fit. They all are clean cut, and they're all arriving, asking for something, and then leaving.
With
Just
nothing?
interesting. Yes, with nothing.
Is the guy, I don't know if he's making tea or just fucking waiting in the back. Is he kind of chilling in the same room as us, the shop?
Yeah, you guys are all like, there's not a lot going on in this establishment. It's not very large. There is like a small waiting room, but other than that, there's just like
what
a
kind
counter.
of clientele do you normally service these days?
We service all types, but I'd say that there has been an increased number of interesting folk coming in these past few days. And by interesting, I mean thoroughly uninteresting.
It sounds like they're interested in something that you're providing. What might that be?
Well, I'm not going to divulge everything that a customer comes in and asks me for, because we do sometimes carry sensitive products.
I am not asking for anyone's specific buys. I just, what is it that you're selling that's so interesting? Perhaps I would be interested. If there's something that you have available that is not on display, I would love to hear about it.
Well, there is nothing on display. But if you must know, many of these people who are coming in and asking for goods are asking for simple healing tonics and potions.
I see. Has that become more frequent?
More frequent these past couple of days. Yes, I would say so. There's also been a number of inquiries into weapons of war.
Hi, there is war, is there not? Oh my God, that's the wrong accent.
And those inquiries are from the same same folk or others?
I couldn't say.
I
But
see.
again, it's been more consistent over the past few days. Are you looking to buy?
Weapons of war, always in the market.
Always in the market.
What do you have?
What are you good with?
Oh, pretty much any weapon a man can wield. But
Any
I
weapon?
prefer
He looks
short-
over at Khalid. Khalid is the gigantic axe that they sold.
Yes,
to
well, I
Yane.
could wield such a
Mhm.
barbarous weapon.
Could you?
I prefer the more agile ones.
Could
Yes.
you, damn it?
Something quick. Can be quick on my feet.
Sure. And what's your price range? What are we looking at here?
Oh, price is no problem.
Yes.
I like
but
slick
I
back
need to
my
know.
hair. It's like kind of greasy.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to go fetch something unless I know that there is gold to be had. And while we have done business with you in the past, you did spend a lot. And, well, I
It's like
would want
4
to see
days
some
ago.
proof.
Yeah, it wasn't very long. Sure. Sure. Well, I'll put like my big sack of coins on a table. I assume there's like kind of talking to each other over a table. Maybe
Yep.
that's not the case.
Yeah, no, that's correct.
And I'll
yes.
like kind of purposely try to make it sound like it's heavier than maybe it is.
Make a deception check.
Sure. Jeez, dude, that happens so often when I roll deception. It's pretty
Yeah,
annoying.
so it
Critical.
spills out. It spills out, and there's like copper coins that fling out.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
wow,
no.
wow, very impressive. I do see that you have a rather fine blade yourself. I do trade. We can accomplish that as well.
Well, do you have
Um,
anything of comparable quality to this one? And I'll kind of flourish the dagger, or the short sword, rather, a little bit.
Oh, we most certainly do. But it's just that you're going to receive something of similar value, unless, of course, I take that item and inventory it, and then we can sell it for you for a fee. And you could take that gold and do with as you will, if you thought that you could get a better price than what I would offer.
Well, that does seem reasonable. However, before I would just give my weapon away, I'd want to see what I could potentially be bargaining for. Do you have any other short sword or long sword or dagger items in your
Yes,
collection?
certain we do. I would have to
Yes.
submit your request and go find the items that are available currently in our inventory.
The bureaucracy of this place.
Yes, and I probably won't do that unless I know that you are going to be able to pay for it. And so I would need to appraise your item. And if you would like me to, I would happily do
I hear
so.
what you're saying. Unfortunately, I am a pragmatic man. I cannot part with my weapon so callously, so I'm afraid that I'll have to pass.
So sad. Unfortunate. And he goes back to reading his book.
Sure.
And so this progresses for probably another 30 minutes of just very passive aggressive low speech from the people that are just watching you sit there, until eventually a familiar face does show up, and it is Mr. Nash in his human form. He kind of opens up the door. He's got a big smile on his face, and then he sees you guys, grows just even a little bit more. Well, I can't say that I expected to see you guys here. was going to head over to the Dual Roar, but I guess you headed me off.
I think I'm going to steal from you.
Well,
Told them that was absurd.
sure. I will get the what is it? The Death Gate. That's something that I'm supposed to pick up. And he kind of looks over to the gentleman behind the counter, and he brings out a piece of paper, and you can see it's got a royal seal. And the man behind the counter reads through everything, gives a couple nods, and he disappears behind the partition. A few moments later, he comes back with a delicately wrapped breastplate. Did you already receive the details of what this does?
We had at one point, although I don't think we took them down anywhere.
They are not written.
They are not written. Okay, well then I will write it for you. But for right now, the things that you need to really know is that it is a +3 breastplate, and you gain an extra 3rd and 4th level spell slot once you're attuned to it. Also, any undead that you deem unworthy within 20 feet of you suffer d12 necrotic damage at the start of your turn. You recover a quarter of that damage dealt, and you can also heal any undead that you deem worthy in a likewise manner, a d12, at the start of your turn, harming yourself for a quarter of the heal. So, there you are.
I'm gonna gently and reverently pick up this armor.
A wonderful gift, indeed. Now, I had some things that I would like to discuss with you all. Where's Haldir at?
Is this armor like inscribed with skulls and shit on it, or like how does it look? Like
It
as an actual
is-
piece?
It is very beautiful. I think Misha even has a picture of it.
Jeez.
I do. Hold on, I'll grab it.
Okay.
But yes, so Haldir is somewhere, I presume?
I don't. I think he came with us once he saw we were all going, but maybe he's chilling back at the inn.
I just
definitely
missed
said
you.
He's
I was
waiting for
at-
Nash.
I definitely said I was at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, he's at the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I thought you maybe said you would have changed your mind if we all went. Never mind.
Yep.
Mobby.
Well, then let's go there. Let's have a little bit more of a private discussion and pick him up. And then I think, well, we may have another stop. But for now, let's go pick him up. And so you guys all head back to yonder inn, the Dolror. Haldir, you see the gang come back in with Nash in tow, as well as a very beaming Misha.
Oh yeah, no,
As you
I'm
can
like,
see.
as much as Jane was caressing his axe, like I need to get to a place where I can put this armor on.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys all head up to a room after he calls for just a tad more privacy. So I believe we have a few things to discuss. Jim Darn contacted me and said that you guys wanted to know everything, and that doesn't give me a whole lot of clue as to what that everything is, but I'll be happy to inform you as best I can. As you can tell, we're in a little bit of deep shit, though. So there's that. What do you want to know first? What's the plan here? What are you guys going to do?
Well, the first thing I want to know is all this shit you've been having us do. I mean, whose side are you on? It would really help to know.
I'm on the side of the people. I'm trying to put a stop to the workings of my old man and old woman. In the sense that, well, I don't want to see a whole bunch of people die. So that's the side that I'm on, and any assistance you can lend to me would be very much appreciated. And you have been assisting me.
When he
Okay,
said old
so
woman,
would you
uh,
oppose? Or sorry, go ahead.
no, when he said old woman, like this could just totally be like a wrong turn of phrase, but that's
But
usually how people refer to their lovers.
No.
significant others. No, well, yeah. That's probably not what he meant in that situation.
Okay, no, okay, it's fine. Yeah, no, keep going.
Mhm.
Uh, so what do you think about this task your father has asked of us? I mean,
Well, it's pretty apparent that he knows the Band of Unum will be attacking him and fears him. That is Nalik, rightly so, because he's the best fighter that Bantha Shone's ever seen. But as far as you being tasked to kill her with me assisting you, I'm not exactly sure what his game is. I would say he wants her distracted. That makes sense to me. There is some tension there between the two. Power struggle, I would say. And if we remove one of his opponents, that would assist him, or at least firm up his position. And rightfully, I would say, she very much deserves to die. She is a horrible, horrible woman. I've seen her torture and murder, I would venture a guess, at least 1,000 people, even just in her time in Jelrin. So, I'm not too upset about it. My concern is, I don't know why he trusts you to be there while this happens. You would have the opportunity, should you succeed, should we succeed, which I will add is probably an if, not a when, then we would be in possession of the rod. And I
That's
don't
what I
see
was
why we couldn't
thinking.
use it against her or him.
Maybe he expects you to take it.
Do you know the specifics of this rod? What exactly the amount of control that it, impresses upon its victims?
I don't. But I do know that if you're touched by it, you have to obey the commands, and it's not a resistible
Choice.
effect.
Yeah.
You just must. And I think that there's a limit to how much you can command of the person or thing that it touches. So far as I know now, it's attuned to your gods. That's what is said, anyways.
This is the rod she pointed at us, right? And
Yes.
cut off our magic. I relayed all of that very angrily.
Yes. Well, so if it's capable of that, and well, you lose your ability to cast spells while we're in the midst of fighting her, I would suspect that would be bad. Even with Ardor, myself, and Sinezra, and all of you, she is still very, very powerful. So I'm concerned about this. Obviously, we need to do something that day in hindrance of this. We can't just let it go on unabated. That's something I'm now kind of at a loss for. I had originally intended to retrieve that orb of darkness and was going to try to utilize the Cicadid in some way to attack the keep, perhaps. But well, that didn't really work out.
Yeah, there's been some setbacks.
There have been. But also some gains. You gain that crown, that's vital. And you now, I assume, commands some authority among the dwarves that used to live there, and well, I'm sure there are other races that also live there as well. But perhaps you could utilize them as a potential ally in this.
All that's left of them is a bunch of cripples and old men.
They are
Hmm.
fighters.
That doesn't seem particularly helpful.
Cripples, old men, women, and children.
Sure.
I don't think 100 of them would serve to fight against any one of us. So
Right. Well, again, I'm really at a loss. You saw that Mr. Minithok, he suspects that you are my lackeys, and he was trying to entice you to speak on our previous connections in a more open manner, just to test you, I guess. I'm not really sure what he intends for you, if truthfully he intends that you succeed. It could be that he's offering you a position in his forces, I suppose. I'm not exactly sure. If that were the case, and you do succeed, you hand over the rod, assuming that we can't use it against him, we could maybe accomplish something more, but that ultimately means that he succeeded in his task on winter solstice, which means likely several 100,000 people are dead. And I would prefer that not to occur. I mean, that's kind of the whole thing.
yeah. Why that day? Why is it that day? Is something to do with the Sycophid or?
I honestly don't know. It could be. I'm no wizard. I don't understand exactly what's going on in this world. I will be honest. I have
Is there
putting
anything
together a little bit.
up like that I would know about the winter solstice? Like, is this something where it's like this is like the day where the daylight is the shortest, or if there's some other significance
That is
to?
correct.
Okay.
Daylight is the shortest that day.
I'm just thinking in my head about like the Sycophid like live in this darkness and they can't go into the light, as evidenced by our time in the forest there. I mean, there was that
Dark
really
elves also.
thick fog, right? That was in that whole area, and that was kind of the barrier to that. I'm just thinking out loud.
Misha
Barrier
might
for them.
her vision that she and Carol shared.
That's the creature. You haven't seen Menethok in his proper form, thankfully. I suppose I could draw it for you, and you could tell me if that's what it looks like. It sounds similar. And he goes about it. Yeah, he takes out some parchment and gets to work on drawing a rough sketch of Menethok and his demon appearance. And it is a quite terrifying to behold. It is a very good drawing as well. And it does look pretty similar to the demon that you saw, or the creature that you saw. The coloration is not there, but yeah, it could be. Very much.
Misha and my vision that we shared. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
One that stomped in the
Mm-hmm.
earth and went.
Okay. That's him.
You said that it was the fire though that swept and actually destroyed Solera. So this is something that you witnessed, or is this something that you was it?
Witnessed a foretelling or a vision in our minds.
see.
Yes.
So I have pieced together a couple of things about his plan, and I will express them to you now because I trust you to an extent. And if we all fail, or if some of us fail, I would hope that the rest of you would continue on the fight. So, as I see it now, there was a reason that you all, and I use that as a term to describe everybody that's currently on Banthashon. There's a reason that you had to come here. The continent is different. I'm not necessarily a wizard, like I said before, but I know that the ley lines and the way that it works, magic here is just a little bit closer. Like they're closer to the material plane, and some of the studies that we did on the ruins with the solar elves that Minithok's actually been sending us out to do, we find that it becomes so close that it's almost tangible. Like you can hold the essence of magic in your hands. So that's obviously something that's very important to his play, and there is reason for me to suspect that Minithok tried to or did cause whatever calamity that's forced your initial migration here as people. The Dark Elves came a little bit later. My mother's got some different stuff going on, and I don't know when her connection with Menethek started, but the way that it is now, I suspect that she is indeed, as Menethok suspects, trying to control him. To what end, I still don't know. They must know more pieces of the puzzle than I do. But a key part of it is that dagger that you sold to him, and also the crown that you guys lost again to him.
Yes, lost.
Right. I'm sure you didn't necessarily understand the value of these items when you had them, but they are apparently very valuable to Menethok. He practically obsessed over the dagger when he got it, and the same thing with the crown. He has some connections with Mandout Dweir, but I don't think that they're necessarily allies, because we had...
Mandot
were
Dweir
sent
got the crown for him.
Yeah,
so
that
That's
means
true.
that they do. Yes.
Yes.
I actually didn't know that he had that crown. Maybe I just misheard the last time when we met him. He
no,
was wearing
Queen
that crown?
Onolarez has that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
He's currently wearing it, yes.
Sure. Okay. Then I definitely misunderstood.
We have someone investigating the occurrence on the other continent at this time. The dragon Sorendor.
Kinda shakes his head. Well, that would be helpful, I guess, to know what's going on.
I don't
I
know when he'll be back, but he said he would contact us at some point.
Are you capable of contacting him? Would he be able to assist us in this fight?
Sending scroll. I don't know if that works.
Don't
on
believe
dragons.
I don't believe we can contact him, but
Wait, who is?
he is sufficiently powerful, in my mind, and
What's
could
that, Misha?
very easily assist us, and would most likely. Were he
You're speaking of
present.
that dragon that was in the Ashhold Keep, right? That's the one. I thought he was evil. Again, shakes his hand.
We fixed him.
He's old, so I would assume he probably has extra information about this whole situation, this continent in general. I would hope.
Well, before he was corrupted, the continent was still very much, its old self. He was very shocked to learn.
Sure. So, just getting back to what I was saying before, I know that he needs these items, that crown, that dagger, and he also talked to us about a couple of other things that he needs, and described them to us. They have that similar scrawling. The metalwork is the same. He needs one that's basically a mask, one that looks like a key, another one that's an orb, and there may have been a couple more that I can't recall. He told us about that a while back, and had us actually looking for them. He went even so far as to say that he made them. I'm not exactly sure how that worked. I snooped through his notes a couple of times, and he recounted the process. It sounds almost fantastical, but he boiled humans alive and poured them into a hole of nothingness, and then pulled out the objects. And he killed, based on what this is saying, like 10,000 people. And he did it actually in that forge, desecrating what was once a hallowed place of the dwarves. Sorry about that. He's been working at this for a very long time, and it's coming to a head if he's starting to collect them. I'm not exactly sure how he lost possession of them. That is surprising to me. I don't, or maybe he planted them in certain places, but he was looking for the dagger. He couldn't find it. This is all irrelevant if we end up dead in
Didn't we
Jelrin.
just get that dagger from? Oh no, we got it from that hag, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know what to do with all that, but before you showed up, we were considering, well, first going to Jelrin so that we could gain the ability to travel there, teleportation, but we were thinking of maybe going back to the Hollow Peaks and attempting to free the gods.
Going back to the Hollow Peaks to free the gods. You mean whatever? How does that work? I don't understand.
Not
Well,
discussed.
we were told a long time ago, probably before we met you, I think, by an ogre or a giant. I don't know. They're all the same.
It was a giant. Yeah.
That they were being held there, and that we should try and free them. Obviously, we now know that they're being held by the rod, but maybe there's like a physical. Maybe that's only part of it. You know, maybe they're confined in another way as well. I don't really know.
They're not. I would say that I've actually seen Van Viscott, anyways, in my time in the Maw, and so far as I know, he's still there and still moves about, performing his tasks, which is mostly just to stomp away things that come up from the deep, as kind of a protector of the Maw. Like the giants worship him, and the dark elves, some of them do, I guess. But Queen
Maybe.
Onolorez has kind of subjugated them because through that rod. But I don't know of them being in like a weakened state or anything like that. It's news to me.
We could be misinformed.
No, she's drawing her power from them.
Well, I believe that. She definitely has control over them with that rod. Certainly. That she can control gods with that rod is more concerning than anything. So you're intending to go to the Hollow Peaks to free them, though. There's a connection to them in the Hollow Peaks.
We were
Yeah.
under the impression
Maybe
that
I'm misremembering.
No, I think they were in the Hollow Peak.
There's a encapsulation of an old archbishop there, and they're really trying to keep his essence intact. Something like that.
Lucidus is trapped there. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
If
but
he's a man, I mean,
speaking
it's
of
been 200 years.
speaking of like the artifacts, Lucidus, who we believe is also trapped in the Hollow Peaks. As far as my knowledge, he created the crown of Solura. At least, I'm
But he's
pretty sure that's what he told us.
He's the same. The same artifacts? Could they be different crowns that you're speaking of?
Well, we talked to him in the chamber of Lucidus. Oh well, we talked to like an after image, I guess, or a
An
manifestation.
echo? Yeah, sure.
And
Must have been a very powerful individual.
I'm pretty sure he said he created it.
We'll pull out his journal out of curiosity, Tom. These items and like this wonderful horribleness of which they're created. I'm assuming, would there be like a religious knowledge of this? Because it almost sounds like, I want to say like items of creation, like for like a world, but maybe not so much items of creation, but like destruction.
Well, why don't you make a history check? Or a religion check, I suppose, would work fine too. And then, yes, it does recount that he created a crown for the Garrett line. And so far as you recall, the Shade did refer to that crown that they had in their possession as the crown of Solura. But you also recall that there was like a great fire that occurred at the family house of the Garrets and burned them all up. And so there's some question about what happened after that, because he would have to retrieve the crown at that point. I have the setting spell too if needed. Oh, that's what she did. And then you rolled an 18 on your religion, Misha. All right. So, you. Now, I would say you got to roll a history check. I don't think that you have the necessary knowledge for religion for this, but
I have a +4 to history as well.
yes. So you can keep your 18. That's fine. Okay, so you recall the vision that Kirill has stated and described, and you recall being in that room and feeling that it was desecrated in some serious ways. The things that he described, the emptiness, you also remember. You collected that item with Sorendor, or for Sorendor, from the Solar Elves in that room with the T-1000s or the Mercurial oozes. And
oh yeah, jeez.
yeah, and
Font
you.
of emptiness.
It's the font of emptiness, is how you described it. Yep. And then you collected another artifact with Sorendor in the Shadow Marches, and that was like the crux of what Dolometh used to create the Hollow Peaks and power it and everything like that. And it was all centered around that forge. You also recall seeing those items that he was describing in the font of emptiness, like when it took an image, when it took a form, and it was like shifting between those forms constantly while it was encapsulated in that prison, I guess I would call it. So you do recall seeing like an orb, a key, a mask, a dagger, and a crown. And there may have been more, but those, since you brought those to mind, you definitely recall those. And he, it apparently through some way, some shape and form, Manithok had collected the font of emptiness and he crafted those items. How did he lose them? You're not sure. Doesn't recount, and doesn't appear that Nash knows either.
Okay.
Their importance also is at a loss to you. It was obviously very important to Sorendor that the Solar Elves didn't have it, and he probably didn't intend for it to end up in the hands of Minithok either. But that's where you are.
I relate all that for what I can. So that's just the items that you mentioned. I don't know which items would be missing from what other future items he'd be looking for.
Yeah, well, we know that he is looking for those other things, but he doesn't necessarily need them right now because he already has one that he's working on, and one that I assume is completed or awakened. That crown. Now, you guys described a wave of golden light ripping across your land, and that's what happened to Solura, as far as we know, and many, many thousands of people died in a very large radius. If that's the same thing that the dagger does when it gets awakened, that would be bad. I would not. I don't think we could stop that. Uh,
No.
to me, it is almost seems like a hopeless situation that we have to sacrifice the people of Jelrin and just focus on collecting these other things. But that seems to me a terribly risky move. We could just let it play out as it does and see what happens when Queen Ona Lorez, if she does succeed at taking over. I mean, they could end up killing each other in the process. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Nalik could win. He could beat Menethok. It's possible. If Donovan's there helping him, I would say it's even likely that they can beat him.
I mean, I don't know if that really jives. I think to just sit back and wait would be a mistake. I don't know what to do, but
It does feel wrong to
nothing-
me as well. I can't
doing
say that
nothing
I
can't be
like it.
the right answer.
I had plans. I kind of lost them. The army that he has equipped, I couldn't stop them from producing those weapons, at least not enough. And so they'll be there. Was failed to recruit any of the assistants of the only good Sacantus Arcanum members that I can think of. And I don't know what the Knights of Karn are doing, but that was my next stop, is to discuss with them, see if maybe they could assist us. But they don't like me there. I don't understand why. Yeah, that's kind of what we're going through. I'm at a loss. I really am. And anything that you could provide, that would be great. At this point, I really don't know what we can do.
Keep going forward until we are dead.
Well, I want to move forward with the way that we will most likely succeed, because if we don't, I assume much more death will occur. You can see that he's normal chipper attitude's kind of breaking a little bit.
I wonder, if your father and mother died, does that not make you the new ruler of Jelrin?
I wouldn't say that I'm the firstborn of that conglomeration, or even the firstborn son of Menethok himself. There are many others that will, I assume, be here in a few days. And they're a little bit more scarier than me. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. And also, I don't want to be ruler of anything. This is already way too much for me to handle. I much prefer the easygoing and well, good times, but unfortunately they are becoming fewer and further apart.
Do
How
I
many-
detect? Do I detect that he's full of shit?
You can make an insight check.
How many siblings do you have?
I want to lean over and be like, demons get it on a lot.
I mean, do you
Yeah.
even know, or like how many? How about full ones? Like, you know.
Well, there's 12 of us that are from the consummation of Queen Honorez and Minithok. So I have 12 full siblings, and then the siblings that I have through Minithok, I don't know, many thousands. I have no idea. There's only a few that are of note, I will say. Most of the rest of them are not important. At least I don't see them around very much. There's one that is. It's kind of, I would say, his other first lieutenant. Me being the other one, I guess. When that would be Haro, and he's rather nasty. But he suffered a pretty humiliating defeat a few hundred years back. Lost that spear that Nalik now has. So,
Nalik.
Nalik is the
That's the band
leader of the band of Unum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a spear?
Yes, he has a spear. That's the sign that it's kind of more like a glaive, I guess you would call it, perhaps. But it's
Am I
that's
thinking of the wrong guy? You're
image
talking
of the
about
band of Unum.
leader of the band of Unum?
Donovan is not the leader of the band of Unum.
Okay.
Donovan is not. He's Donovan Bloodmask. He would be like the second in command of the band of Unum.
Oh, so have we even met the first guy?
Yeah, you did. He saved you in the city. In Jelrin, he picked you up on a bird.
Nice guy.
Yeah,
Been so long.
Giant rock.
giant
That was
rock.
when we brought explosives onto a bird, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Right, as things were shooting
Yes,
fire
we
at us.
did.
Yes. A
Barrel.
harrowing escape. Yeah.
Mm. But we should I presume that, like, where do your like Ardor and that girl, I don't remember her name.
Sinezra.
Are they allied with you, or
I think they are. I don't know how long I can trust that, but they seem to not relish in the exact types of wanton murder and destruction that my parents do. So I think they're okay to an extent, but they're certainly no ally of humanity. It's just that they like me a little bit more than they like our parents.
I mean, I would say our best hope is that we can facilitate a legitimate war between the queen and the king, in hopes to weaken them in some manner.
They're not at war?
Yeah, I
mean,
don't
they
know.
might be behind the scenes, but I think
Open
in
war?
terms of
Whatever they want, they've been working together on this for a long time, like 300 years. So I don't know if it's just going to snap and they're going to be at each other's throats instantaneously, or if she's waiting for something, or if he's waiting for something. I don't even know what they really want to do in general. So if we could beat my mother senseless and force her to tell us, that would be great. Or if we could do the same to Menethok, if we deem either one less of a threat or more of a threat. The only thing is, I don't think so. Say that Nalik does beat Menethok. That happens. Sure, he defeats him. He's not dead. He's not banished forever. He can come back to Banthashon. He can come back to the material plane. And I don't know exactly how easily he can do that, but I would assume relatively easily. So maybe my mother is the more resolvable threat, and that should be the one that we take on first. Now, there'll be 9 of my other siblings, most of which are not particularly capable, but all of them can perform magic to a certain extent. And then her herself and at least 4 or 5 of her elite guard. And that's assuming that whatever chaos is happening in the city is occupying the time of the rest of our guard, which would be a significant force. I don't know what the Band of Unum is doing. I know that they're going to attack Menethok. That's the only thing that I know. Do you have more insight into their plans?
Do I? Let me think.
Band of Unums.
Yes.
They like to hand out land.
No. That's the Knights of Karn.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
a
remember.
little-
The Band of
Little far
Unum told
south.
us that they were planning to, I think, unseat the king, but I don't remember if they gave us any specifics or not.
They said, I think they spoke it to you that they were going to blow up the bridge, isolate the people at the fortress, cause a ruckus in the city before that so that they can draw out the guard. And then they were going to try and assassinate the king specifically. They don't know, so far as you can tell, that how big of a threat that the queen is. They don't know anything about the invasion that's going to occur, or like the army that Menethok was building. They don't know anything about that. So they just think that they're going to blow the bridge after they draw out most of the forces, go in and assassinate the rulers. That's what their plan was. And they said to you that you wouldn't be very helpful in that situation because you didn't have in your possession a weapon that could hurt Menethok at the time. And I think that's still the case even now. Well, no. You definitely do now.
Who could know what you're
I mean,
referring to?
Calheed.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
The +3
Yeah.
X.
To murder everybody.
Yane's been ready to go.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Only
He hasn't got
recently
any-
he
really,
has
yeah.
looked into it.
Yeah.
I think he got a tune last night, right? I mean,
Yep.
like,
Yeah,
Yes, he did.
finally.
correct.
I think we need to try and get some people to assist us.
I
in
think
some
that's
way.
probably a good idea. And I think that I will take a quick bathroom break. About 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Everybody can.
I love that was like
Thank
in
you
character.
for the permission.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just take a real quick bio break and then get back and we'll solve this.
Well, who do we have that can really give us some help in terms of troops? That would either be
The Knights of
the
Karn.
dwarf guy who is getting those dudes out of Jelrin. Maybe he'll know other people who are more capable, or the Knights of Karn. Those are the only two that I can think of. That's about it.
There is the Band of Unum.
Well, they're going to be with Namek, so, like, presumably, right? They're doing their sneak attack on the old Manethok.
I mean, yeah, I was also thinking like the people in Solura, what's left of it.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no use in sending normies.
Right, that's... So who's left in Solura? I mean, Unum is part of Solura. The Band of Unum is going to be dealing with their own part of this, play. And the only other kingdoms around Solura are Jepper and Lennar. And if I'm not mistaken, Lennar invaded Solura.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like fucking fucked because it was just taken over by cucks until recently.
Fucking fucked, bruh.
I'll be right back.
You guys see how fucking Elon Musk rugged the entire crypto market today?
Nope.
Basically, he went from in like 2 months being from like, yeah, I invested $1 billion in crypto. You can buy Teslas with crypto now. He's like, yeah, Bitcoin's bad for the planet. I don't think we should be looking into this anymore. And then the market tanked the Bitcoin tanked like 15%.
I mean, seems reasonable.
Pretty funny.
I don't know. I mean, crypto is like literally the biggest scam of all time.
We live in a world where fractional reserve bankers hold a substantial amount of power in our society. So I don't think that's possibly true.
Okay. Crypto's like it's like a company that anyone with sufficient money can buy an ownership stake in whenever they want. Like,
Based.
no. Because I'm talking about like people who have actual money. Like, for example, if you're a billionaire, you can buy a shitload of fucking Bitcoin,
I'm back.
and then I don't know, they just pump and dump. Like, but it's like foolproof in a way.
Pump and dump.
What's a pump and dump? Dogecoin?
That's what you just did in the bathroom.
Elon Musk, the master.
Did he dump his Tesla because or his Bitcoin thing? Is that what you're referring to?
There are a lot of different things.
Well, I mean that.
Yeah, back.
He went from I'm buying $1 billion in Bitcoin to guys, Bitcoin's bad, like real quick.
Yeah,
he
and then
did.
saying Dogecoin.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Also, he disclosed that they had someone pay for a mission in SpaceX with Dogecoin. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
Bit of
yeah,
a
He
conflict
is,
of
he is
interest.
pump and dumping.
That's
What
what I'm
the
saying.
heck?
It's totally unregulated. Are we all back? I see
I'm
Misha
here.
queuing her mic, but nothing's coming out of it.
I'm here.
I'm muted.
All right, we're all here.
Tom, the text you could message me for that armor.
Yes, I will do so after. Yep.
The God armor?
The God armor. Yeah, so again, one other thing that I thought of is that this all could really be a trap if we go in there and then we just get slaughtered by them all. But
By the
I don't
what?
know. By the Queen and
them all.
Manithok. Everybody could just waylay on us. I don't think that that's going to happen, but we're just trying to explore all the possibilities that we could be running into at this point. There's a lot of stuff going on in Banthashun. And surprisingly enough, this isn't the only thing that I've keyed into. So I'm not exactly sure how much of a difference we can make, but I'm willing to try with you guys. So,
Well, I was thinking we probably need to try and recruit, I don't know, like the Knights of Karn, maybe
that's
Mr.
my
Edwin.
thinking as well. I tried. I'm not exactly sure what his hesitancy is. Well, actually, I do understand his hesitancy, but
I don't even think she needs to die, but that rod needs to be destroyed.
certainly not in her position.
Is there no one left in our order? I could not imagine they wouldn't feel strongly about this.
What?
We came were trained as a priest or cleric and a Templar.
I think they're all dead.
That's why there's nobody left.
I mean,
I can't necessarily believe that they're all dead. I mean, we are talking about like a country.
I think they're
certainly
basically all dead.
some cities did survive, and so there should still be individuals in Orgenda, which you didn't really see. You didn't go there. Yankost is still around, and so is Sansety and Myrtle, but these are all small towns.
Do we know if there's any like church
Yeah, there are churches in all of those towns.
out of curiosity, would we have known of any kind of like fire drill, like basically what to do in case of, because it sounds like our country had been dealing with war before as well too.
Mm-hmm.
Like
What
underground
in cases
like,
of?
that, like up with like I can't imagine like the
In
leaders
case
of
the entire country catches on fire at one moment.
Yeah, so Neapoa was probably the citadel, the place to go to you would want to all the like the small hamlets, stuff like that. If things really got bad, people from Olin would go to Neapoem or Unim and Namina, and all the people that live in between those areas in that very fertile area would be going to those places as well. Orgenda's very far ways away, so it's not really included. It wasn't really considered a threat. To the north, there's not really anything. To the west, there's deserts, and Yankost, Sansety, and Myrtle are all bordering basically where the Knights of Karn are. And while they were always keeping an eye on it, there was never. You guys are very you're a smaller nation in comparison to these other places. So Unim, Neapoa, and Namina are the places where you were safest. Those three cities are gone. And the Knights of Neapoa were really the military arm of Solura. So far as you know, they are non-existent.
Okay. Damn.
Who's Kirill's order?
That is the Knights of
Same
Neapoa.
one.
Kirill is probably the highest ranking member of the Knights of Neapoa still around.
I will say that when this is all over, I'm going to rebuild the faith. Don't worry.
I like
I
it.
mean,
That's a noble goal.
Yeah,
I think it would be safe to assume that none of the people who would, like, I don't know, but I don't think there's anyone who at this point would be considered like your elder or higher rank, like regardless of if they hadn't all died.
Yeah, it's essentially like dropping a nuke on Rome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I doubt, like, our characters are pretty powerful individuals at this point. I don't think that there's probably people significantly more powerful than who are just chilling in fucking Solura. You know?
I would venture to guess probably not.
Probably true.
The only other people, I mean, there were people who were just chilling in Solura. There's the Band of Unum. They are no longer chilling in Solura. They're doing stuff.
Yeah. So
they're avenging their fallen brothers and sisters.
I think we have to
probably not
go meet the Knights of Karn and attempt to persuade them to join our cause. Though at this point, I'm not sure what we'd even ask of them.
Well, so I mean, I think that would be important. What do we want to do first, though? Do we want to like get that circle in Jilrin and deal with? I don't know. How easily can we get back here? Like,
I can get you a circle to Jilrin very simply. I mean, okay. I even have drawings in this book here, so that's not a concern.
But he also doesn't think that the twins are even in the Hollow Peaks.
No, I know the twins aren't in the Hollow Peaks. The twins are in the mall.
There's no point in us going there.
Yeah.
What?
Again, the point of you going there is that there is something that is draining their power in the Hollow Peaks.
So they're in the mall.
Oh,
There is
So it could
something
be
that's
like-
causing them to be
Okay.
sapped
I think I
and weaker
understand.
in the Hollow Peaks.
So if we fix
And-
that, then maybe Ona Lorez's grasp on them would be weakened. Maybe.
Potentially.
It's a gamble. We don't know.
Based on Misha would relate her vision and be like, their power returns to them. They are nothing but little candles now, and they will burn so brightly.
hmm.
Yes, we must restore the candles.
Like 3 candles.
Just look at you guys. He's like, what the hell is Tammin talking about?
Yeah, what's Tammin talking about? That's what I was wondering.
Exactly.
No, I was making fun of Misha's comment about them being like weak.
I know.
candles.
And as to why you're taking the description of a candle into like so literal.
Must be literal. Yes, they're actual candle people.
Tammin.
All right. Yes, you are certainly wearing the garb of one who worships the light. As I like trace my hand around the skull on your shoulder.
Tammin, we all die.
Yes,
It's-
yes. You keep saying that.
People
So-
who do funerals, they get a little edgy. It's part of life or part of religion.
I think we should go to the Knights of Karn first. Because if you remember, there's like a whole process we have to go through before they'll even let us teleport there. So
I don't
And
remember
we
that
can-
exactly.
we
They
can
want,
go to the Hollow Peaks at any point.
They want to like meet you in person before they let you use their circle or something, or what?
I
Well,
don't
yeah,
I don't
think
remember
you
the
need some
specifics,
special
but we needed
permissions.
some
Yeah,
permission of
Okay.
some
I
variety.
don't
And-
remember all that.
they don't just let anybody travel to Morocco. They're very much more strict than the rest of the cities. But I do think that there is even, to
we
my
could walk
understanding,
there.
some Knights of Karn that are in this city now. There were some at the party that was only a few days ago.
I do remember that. Do you think they're still? Do you have reason to think they're still here?
I know that they probably keep some amount of presence here, anyways, and one meeting out of one all that travel for just one meeting. I'd be surprised if they didn't stick around for a while longer. As an aside, what was I going to say? Oh no! And as he starts to talk about where you might find some Knights of Karn, Hallier, you get another message in your head. Popular guy today. This one,
Okay.
you can tell, is from Hema. It says, "Need your help. Trapped in ruins. 3 days
boy.
north of Jelrin. Golden pillar below. Namek here. Injured and sick. Please come. None others have."
What was the last part?
Please come. None others have. No others
Oh,
have.
okay.
Rather.
Shit.
Well, I guess we'll.
He,
Well,
he didn't. He didn't.
He
He
didn't
didn't
tell
say
us.
anything.
Yeah. We don't know that
and so-
information.
Did Namek
We could
is
go
there?
ask Edwin again. Yeah, she said that Namek was there. You had heard that she went on an expedition with Namek earlier, and
I
that they
do
were due to come
recall.
back. Yeah, but they have not made it back. But as
And they said they were where? Sorry.
some ruins north of Jelrin, 3 days north of Jelrin, she described it. And said there's a golden pillar, and then below. You do have a response you can make. But as you're thinking,
So I will. I'll just say. I will do my best to be there soon.
yeah, there's no further reply, of course, due to the
Then
limitations
I
of the
will
spell.
say. I have to go to Jelrin.
Okay.
That's a sudden.
Sorry, what happened? I mean, I think we were
I've
already
received
debating
another.
going there.
I've received another message. Namek is in trouble, and
Why do they always
well,
message him? I'll ask
so
him
is
shortly.
my someone else I care about. Uh, Apparently they're in some ruins north of Jelrin with a golden pillar. Nash, that mean anything to you?
There are some old solar elf ruins north of Jalrin. Yeah, sure. I mean, that makes sense. Could be 3 days, but I thought that it was even further north than that. But yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that I could think of.
Solar elves again.
Well, I'm compelled to go. If you would all like to
Compelled.
pursue something else, you're more than welcome to, but I have to go.
I think that we
You have to
have
go
enough
right
time to
now.
do all of this. Did
I mean, she sounded quite desperate.
She.
did the person say what kind of danger they were in?
No, they just said they were injured and they needed help.
Trapped.
They've
How
ne-
dare we'd never.
they wouldn't they wouldn't contact me if it wasn't dire. They haven't in all this
I
time.
believe that.
I mean, those ruins again are 3 days out, and I guess you're capable of teleporting back. So you're only going to lose 3 days, and however long it takes you to extract them. But we've got kind of bigger things going on here. I guess you've time, but I don't want to be left alone on this.
Mounts would help.
3 days out of 16 should be insignificant. We should be fine.
I mean, I understand
This is
your,
very important. I
I
believe.
understand your hesitance, Ash, but I mean, this
I
is
can't compel you to do anything. You have as much right to do whatever you want. I'm just saying that it's
man.
risky.
I spent 3.5 years of my life with nearly nigh all of my adult life, and I owe him a great deal. And who knows? Maybe he was quite the powerful ally when I last left him. Maybe he still will be.
Okay. Well, then you do as you will. I personally am still going to meet with the Knights of Karn and hopefully recruit some aid. And maybe I'll press on Edwin some more.
If necessary, remind them how instrumental we were in them obtaining whatever
The
that thing
orb.
was, the thing you wanted.
Yeah.
The font.
Curious as to why they wanted it as well. That was not the font. That was just
No, it was
a lot of
something. It was
darkness.
Mandout orb thing that he was holding.
Yeah.
When we fought his clone.
Yeah, but I mean, it sort of matches the descript of one of those things you were talking about, does it not? Didn't you say there was like an orb?
It could have been. I didn't actually ever get to see it. So
It was an orb that was allowing him to control the Sycophid.
did it have the scrawling on it? The teal light
I
coming
do
through it, the
not
black
remember.
metal?
Nor do I, but I mean,
It's just a plain pitch black orb as far as you guys recall. But it could have been, I mean, you guys, the crown itself was different when you held it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do know that the Knights of Karn were. It seemed troublesome enough for them to give great care to it. So
I
imagine
also
they
Yes,
wonder
they
how much they
also-
know this.
made sure to strong arm it out of our possession. So
That's
there's also
kind of
that.
what they do.
But
Yeah.
yes.
Well, it's possible that then they are in possession of one of them, and maybe that's for the best. I
suppose if Jelrin also falls to this, then the Knights of Garn are pretty much the only people who are going to be capable of standing against them. So I guess that's good. Maybe.
Well, we have time for now. We can help our friends, and we can come back, and we can still talk the Knights of Karn.
I really need to copy that circle. I reached my hand out to him.
Yeah. He flips through his journal and he lands on a page. This is just one of our homes that we use, my brothers and sisters and I. So this should lead you just a little bit of ways outside of Jelrin to the east.
Also, Nash, what's going on with the Sacantus Arcanum? What is their deal? What's their relationship to Ona Larez and King Man? Menethok. Thank you,
Well,
Tam.
I know that Mandout Dweir was doing a lot of work for my father, collected that crown, like you guys said, and he was working as kind of a go-between between some mind flayers and the Cicatid, and whatever runs that operation. The Cicatid apparently are sentient and capable of complex thought, as bestial as they are, and obviously mind flayers have their own thing going on. I don't know exactly why we attacked Mandout Dweir, or why my father ordered us to stop that ritual. I assume it's because he doesn't want Mandout Dweir to get too powerful or to gain access to some type of knowledge, and their relationship is purely, I guess, superficial. They're using each other for their gain. That's what it seems like to me. I'm not sure exactly
also
what
present
Mandout Dweir gained.
in the forge, along with Danamore Razor.
Yes, Miss Razor is probably going to be the one who's opening up a great number of portals into Jelrin, from my understanding. And so, yeah, that's what she's there for. I don't know what he has over her either, but that relationship is more one-sided command, rather. So, as far as the other Sacantus members, Edwin, so far as I know, is not connected in any way, shape, or form to any of these people, and very likely has an intense hatred for Menethok. And then Adan, the artificer, nobody's seen him for a few weeks, and he was never really interested in what Menethok was trying to get him to do. Menethok manipulated, if anything, them into service the first time that he talked to them through his pseudonym is Matthias, his kingly form, just King of Jelrin, and probably bribed them with money. As far as I can tell, that's what happened. I wasn't there at the time. It was a field. There are other ones, but they haven't apparently been relevant. That kid that's with Edwin is applying for the abjuration spot, I guess, soon. So the Sacantus Arcana members will probably be gathering in Skull sometime.
There's something goofy with that kid as well. Something weird with that whole situation, though we don't really know what.
Yeah, their organization seems to be some like loosely coordinated system of people who don't know each other very well, but loosely wear the or same affiliation. We spoke
They're
to,
just recognized
Rizzo,
as the
who
greatest.
Yes, it seems
right.
a very odd organization.
They're just recognized as the greatest in their school of magic by Skull, and they're afforded certain privileges because of that. and they're the people who really drive, I guess, the innovation in magic. Edwin the Evoker, he created numerous spells that probably saw use in the front lines in Solura, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what they do. And they are not beholden to one another. That's why it's just more like a rank or a title.
It's a fraternity.
Sure. So it's to an extent, yeah.
Or whatever a non-gender specific fraternity thing is. It's one of those. Interesting.
The other ones that exist, there's like, one for every school of magic. So there's somebody who's a divination person. I don't even know his name, but he lives somewhere in like New Sewerwell, or maybe even in South Pyre. That's
New
really far to the
Sewerwell.
south.
Very interesting.
Sorry, what?
They're places that aren't even revealed on the map. They're down here.
Whoa, that's crazy. Alrighty.
Well, how can we contact you?
You don't have capabilities of sending, and if you don't, then you can use Jim Darn. Yeah,
He seems to have a bit of a delay, though.
I contact him at least once a day. That's that. The time of the day will be a little bit different, and so we'll see from there.
All right.
Don't get caught up in whatever you're doing. I really do need your help here. I'm not capable of dealing with this myself. I want that to be very apparent. If you do not assist me, there will be a lot of dead people. Just
I
saying.
think Edwin should help.
I agree.
It is because of well, your mother, but because of him I died.
That is actually true.
So he owes me my life in a way.
I tried my best to convince him. Talk with him for several minutes as he was quite busy that night. But if you want to try again, you're certainly welcome to.
I think we must address this thing with Haldir first, but yes.
Yeah, we need to get going.
Yes. And you
Yes.
finish copying the circle.
Perfect. I'm just,
Go ahead.
I'm just throwing. I'm just gonna start drawing it out right now.
Wasting no time.
Hell yeah.
Well, I intend to stay here in the city, so best of luck. Don't get killed.
We won't.
If we died doing this, we wouldn't have been much use anyway. So
We've never all died before. Don't worry.
Yeah. All right. Okay. And so he steps out, and we'll be in touch. And he closes the door. As Haldir starts to finish his spell, or finishes drawing a circle, and you begin casting the spell.
Do you have to draw this like on the ground or what? Or just in your book?
He has to draw it on the ground, I believe.
I thought so.
like pause for a second and think to myself, because that's what I'm doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Haldir, are you about to lead us all into another trap?
It's
It's
quite
very
possible.
As long as I can kill things.
Yes.
Wait.
I don't know how public. If it were someone else who was contacting me, like the disfigured or something, I don't know if they would necessarily even have the information that they provided. I don't know why they would or how they would. I wasn't really a person of interest when I was with those people, right? So,
Do not know if we even have a choice. It is like with our father. We had to go. Of course, if they know that.
I mean, it would be a little different because we wouldn't be teleporting literally into an actual trap. We'd be walking in there on our own 2 feet. It's a little less confining. Can I make like an insight check or something?
Sure. You're
Basically,
inciting the message. I would say,
Give him guidance
Yeah.
and kind of like
yeah.
talk with him about it.
Well done. You give him guidance before he makes the roll for the first time, probably ever.
Well, normally I don't give you guys guidance because you just do stuff and you don't tell me you're doing it.
20 dose.
2.
Plus the guidance roll, if it even matters.
It always matters.
Not really. Maybe it always does.
Uh,
Wow,
26.
a 4, a 26.
But you know for sure that it was Hema that said it. Or sent it. You know the sender. It was a bare bones message that just laid out what she thought was important to convey as succinctly as possible. She probably is not capable of doing that spell many times or even at all. Could have been a scroll. It seemed genuine. It seemed desperate. But beyond that, I don't think that there's any way that you could glean whether or not she was trying to like convey a hidden message into that. Doesn't seem like there was anything like that going on. It was just
Yeah.
a call for help. That's what it seems like.
Why would no others come?
I don't know. I mean, it's possible she reached out to the dwarves and then they're no longer there since we sent that guy. I mean, that's probably who she would reach out to first, so that would make sense.
Unless the others came and all died on the attempt, which is fine. But yes, I would say this is a dangerous path we are walking, but we shall go it together.
I finished drawing the circle.
All right. Use the words of power to make it go, go, go. And you guys all hop in?
I hop in.
Oh yeah.
Hopping in.
I'll ready a cantrip in case we get instantly attacked, which seems unlikely, but I'm a little PTSD'd right now.
PTS dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you guys all pass through, and you end up in a very dimly
Got my
lit.
hand on my dagger as I walk through the portal, if it matters.
He'll. Well. So yes, you walk through the portal, and you are in a very dimly lit but familiar room. It is the safe house that Arter took you to as you guys were coming into the city of Joran, and as you are letting your eyes adjust, you do see that Arter is there, and he appears to be quite naked, and sipping on a nice bottle of wine.
Arter,
his-
the guy that I killed in combat?
No,
No.
you didn't kill any
Different
Arthur.
guy. Oh, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'm thinking of the other
It's
dude.
the guy who kicked me out of bed.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking of the dude in the fighting pit.
Yeah, you
Yes, no,
stole all
not
the
that
wine
demon.
from.
Yep.
But he is
Yes.
he
So nice.
in his half demon, half dark elf form, his skin botched and spotted. He looks a little perplexed as you guys all stump through. He doesn't reach for his great axe, which is resting just within arm's reach. It kind of swirls his wine. You owe me a couple of bottles.
I point at Tim and say, "Yeah, he does."
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
They were here
I
when
just
I
give him
left
a
you,
big grin.
and they were here. They were gone with you. It's very interesting. I assume that Nash is sending you on some adventure.
Ish. But he gave us access to this so we could get to Jelrun quickly.
Well, you're here, and if you'd be so kind as to leave, that would be great.
Noted.
As we're
Laura's heading
leaving.
out the door.
How's that particular vintage?
It's delicious. And he gestures to the door.
I agree. As I leave the door.
Yep. And you guys hop out, just climbing a set of stairs, after opening a hidden recess in the wall, and yeah, you guys are in the fresh, cool air of Jelrun. It's below freezing. There is a bit of
Ooh.
snow on the ground. It's pretty junky outside, but clear skies so far as you can tell right now. Can change pretty quick in Jelrun. What do you guys do?
I spent a few minutes summoning my horse. It's been out of the campaign for way too long.
Comes back into existence. Stamps and champs. Ready to ride.
Let's ride.
Sure.
Just you.
Walk. Yeah, you walk.
Are you pedestrians going to just walk to save our friends?
We don't have any horses.
Yeah, it's a common problem that I've solved.
Uh-huh. Well, you had to figure something out. You kept killing all the other ones.
Yours died as well.
Your horse died like 4 times, I swear.
Yeah,
But
I think he had the most
horrible.
dyingest horse of all time.
To be fair, one of them had a heart attack.
That's true.
Yes,
One of them died
what are
from
you riding
exhaustion.
He didn't even ride that much. He was just like a million years old in horse years.
You bought him.
yeah, because you had to buy that one for cheap because the other one already died.
Regardless, this issue is not an issue anymore.
So we're like not actually in Jelrun City proper. Is that
Mm-mm.
correct?
No, you're maybe a mile or so off.
Yeah, we're in like a chateau, right? In like the outskirts.
Yeah, it's actually just like a shithole house, but underneath
Yeah.
it is nice.
So
Clearly
it would
a
be a
disguised
significant
front.
detour to like head into Jelrun.
Yes, you can do that, and there are stables at the gates
No, but I was asking a
if you
question.
wanted to. Oh, what was the question?
It would be like a pretty significant detour to like head into like the main city.
To head into the city proper, yeah. I mean, if you wanted to go deep into the city, it would probably take you a couple hours. Yeah, walking anyway.
Well, because I really don't know where we're gonna be, how we're supposed to know where to go, other than just walk north. Not very descript.
He gave us some directions, right? Like if that was the area. I'm assuming like he kind of was like, go here, because he recognized.
He just said that there was ruins to the north. He didn't really describe that the route that you take to get there.
Gonna go to a tavern?
There again, we're in like the boondocks out here.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't know. I
probably
don't even
some
know who
boarding
we would
houses
ask
and
in
small
town
stuff.
about such a thing.
Is this maybe I'm wrong? Is this like a lone house, kind of in like a nondescript
Yeah,
location?
so it's a bit off. It's a bit
Yeah.
off the beaten
So
path.
there's not
stuff
really.
like
We're
that.
not like in a village of any kind.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. I mean, we could go ask Arter.
There's Valhumber,
Yeah.
or
That's
you could,
about
or
all
you
we
could
know
ask Arter.
in the city, though, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, maybe might be worth doing if it's.
Could go
I
ask
mean,
Queen Ona Larez.
I'm gonna cast a sending spell and ask oh my god, who's the guy we were
You're
just
gonna cast
to?
a sending spell.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna cast a sending spell and ask him
Who?
short message the prince.
Nash. Okay.
Nash. Better directions to runes.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay.
right?
He knows where we popped out too as well.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us the circle. Yeah.
Yeah, this is their house. And we walked in on his naked brother?
Yes.
Right. Yes.
Right.
He's just chilling.
He was fine.
Yeah.
Wish it was
He's
cover eyes,
that guy
like
is
sliding
bedecked.
out of the room.
He is a huge man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't he the big fucking guy?
Yeah,
the muscle guy?
he's the muscly one. Uh,
Burn a spell slot for that. Okay.
It's feeling like you're not going to get a reply.
no, he's thinking about how to reply.
It's a limited thing, but it's a rune. Like these things.
While he's, while we're waiting on that, I'll kind of look around. Are we kind of at like the base of the mountains near this, or are we like kind of just off the town?
They're a few miles off. So you're like right here. Oh, that's not visible right now. You're like right here,
Okay.
and you can see the mountains are all right here. And on this clear day, you can see them all in the distance as well. It's
Wow.
massive.
100 miles away.
Mm-hmm. And so you get ask some rangers, or head north for about 60 miles and start scanning for a tower.
I'm gonna say these are runes. I imagine we'll be able.
That's pretty good. Scanning for a tower is good.
For a tower.
Landmarks are very helpful.
Yeah.
Gave you one. She said there's a golden pillar.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I thought that. Maybe I misunderstood that. I thought that was like underground or something. I don't know why. Maybe I thought that, but sweet. Now we have 2 landmarks: golden pillar and a tower. Maybe they're the same thing.
Go 60 miles north, and it should be like I just say we go 60 miles north, and it's a fucking golden tower.
Well, I definitely don't want to talk to any rangers. So, yeah.
All right. Well, let's start hoofing it.
Yeah.
Everybody except
for the
you.
record, don't think we brought our mounts with us because they don't fit in the inn, so we're walking.
I don't think I have one anymore.
Yeah,
I don't think we've had mounts for a long time.
that
so-
might be probably not since we went to Jonan.
You've been teleporting around at this point. So
Yeah, they've been. The last time we had them was in Jilrin.
Yeah,
Maybe they're
that
still
makes
here.
sense. Yeah,
I doubt it.
they
are
probably
you
been
going
commandeered.
to? Yeah, are you going to purchase any horses, or are you just going on foot?
Well, isn't
I
this
feel
just
like
like a
it-
lone home? Is there a place to purchase horses? If there
No,
are,
you would have to go into the city if you wanted to.
Yeah,
is what
I
I'm
think that's a fuck that.
Death sentence for any horse we pick up. So I mean, honestly,
No. We better go
Would
get
somebody
some.
think of the horses?
It's
Did you say-
faster, right?
It could be, but it also
I'm-
might not be because you're going over difficult terrain and
Okay, let
the
me ask you this:
Yeah.
Do we have an inkling of how far we could get on foot in one day in that mountainous?
been a long
terrain?
time since you've done it, but
Yeah.
you grew up in Solura, you know how to move in the snow. I would venture a guess that you could probably do 20 miles a day.
Yeah. Okay, that's actually what I was thinking. 20 miles. I was gonna say 15 or 20. So
All
the
right,
only
let's
thing
just
would be
go then.
either
If we don't think
we're
they're
gonna
really going to be faster, then we may as well just go.
60 miles.
At least getting them, and then
Yeah, or we could go into Jolrin. You said we're like just in the outskirts around here, or we're over here.
Yep, that's just about perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, that one. Yep.
What time of day is it?
Difficult terrain with the horses would probably be around
It's
30
probably
miles.
about midday at this point.
Okay. Yeah, horses we go.
I mean, I think horses would save us a day if we care. I mean, we are on a clock. Maybe we do care about the day.
We do.
Yeah.
What does everyone think? I
It's
kind of
gonna
think
cost
I think
200
that
gold.
we should get the horses if it's gonna save us a day.
What's it gonna cost? Is 50 gold a horse?
Jeez,
for
we're getting a
$1 money.
racehorse.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I think it's going to be more than that, but okay.
Really? Are the horses covered in 49 pieces
Yeah,
of gold?
I mean, if a stay at the inn costs 1 silver, horse can't be that expensive.
Well, especially not for you.
In any case, let's go.
Yeah, for me it's very cheap because I'm not a peasant.
Let's go find a stable or something.
Yep.
All right,
so
yeah,
you
we'll
guys are
look
able
for
to
stables.
move closer to Joran, and obviously on the outskirts of Joran, there's stables. There's some rougher boarding houses and stuff like that that are available for people and the poorer folk if they can't manage to keep their homes warm. So, yeah, you're able to procure some horses. They don't look to be particularly great, but you can buy a horse for 25 gold pieces a pop.
I will do so.
And
And
it comes with enough feed for a few days and stuff like that. But the guy that's selling them to you is like, it's pretty cold out there. You got a way to keep these boys warm?
Yes.
I just danced some fire in my hand.
Okay.
a lot of
All
horse
right.
from my back.
Well,
I'll mark 100 off of the party gold.
I paid 25 for mine. So I don't know if that
All
factors
right.
in.
75.
I'll mark
So
75 off.
Yeah. Alrighty.
All right. And we ride.
You ride north.
Dun, 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 dun.
Sure. Why don't you make a couple of you make some survival checks? Whoever's
I
leading
guess-
the party.
I mean, I could roll it. I'm not proficient, nor am I good at it. Who is the best survivalist?
Good at it, but I'm not proficient at it.
Gain.
Yay.
Gain begins to ride south.
Oh,
Yay,
Oh
up
my
here,
God.
up here, over here.
I will.
Oh!
Whoa.
Nisha, you have the highest wisdom in the party.
You are the wisdom person. All right.
Also the
So,
wildest person.
Misha, you are able to lead your brothers along a
grab Yane's reins and I turn him back around.
yeah
Just put me on your horse.
a fairly decent click, following some trails northward. You pass by even just a few cabins and houses as you guys are progressing north through most of your day. It starts to get later into the evening, and as you get further north and start to leave the more civilized area around Jelrin, you also notice that there is significantly more snow out here, and it's about a foot deep as you guys start to progress about 15 miles out of Jelrin.
Sounds a little
And
tough on the horses.
it's not great on the horses.
But with your nat 20, you're able to move the full 20, and maybe a little bit more extra after that, and you're able to locate a relatively dry area. There's some nice big firs. There's in the trees that have kind of made a glade where you guys can rest, where there's not a whole lot of snow on the ground. And you're able to clear out space for the horse, and it's a nice windbreak for the night. I assume you guys are setting up a little camp and a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
Okay.
tune into this armor. Whoa. Does that mean I can't do watch?
It's 30 minutes to attune to an item.
You can do it. You can
Oh,
you can attune while you're watching.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not too big a deal. But you would want to take 3 watches.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'll do one.
I'll do the first.
I'll do the midsection.
And looks like Misha's doing
I'll do
the last. Okay. Okay.
16 on the first.
Just waiting on Haldir.
I thought maybe you were gonna say something. So I
Oh
was...
well. Oh
Me
yeah,
too.
yeah. I mean, I just wanted to see what everybody had rolled. Building narrative over the night. So Tammin, you. It's been a while since you've been out in the wilds, and you are more accustomed to the city. But even now, it seems almost
Disgusting.
bustling out here. Like it seems loud in the night to you as you guys are bedding down, and like it's just a lot of birds, like owls moving around or something. You hear some crunching in the woods. It's not like particularly loud or close to you.
But it sounds like mostly wildlife.
Yeah, just wildlife in the night. And yeah, that's pretty much all that you hear. You maybe hear in the distant howls of wolves as well. Haldir, when you're woken up for your watch, you get much
I'll let
the
him
same.
know what
Sure.
I've heard. It seems a little more lively.
You get much the same, and really as it as the night progresses, it does get a lot quieter as it gets deeper into the night and it gets colder. But you do still hear a lot of yips and howls in the night. It gets even louder as you guys are just as you're resting. Maybe even wakes a couple of you guys up more briefly. But yeah, that's kind of all that you hear, and wake up old Misha.
Yeah, definitely.
And Misha, are you attuning to your armor now?
Oh yeah, I'll be gently caressing the skulls as naming them as we
Sure. Okay. So you finish your watch, or you finish attuning to your item, and you kind of focus more on the things around you again. And you heard what Haldir had said. He said that he was just hearing, wildlife and the howls, and you heard the howls as you kind of woke up too. But after that 30 minutes of you attuning, it's dead quiet.
I instantly wake up everybody and I'm readying
Okay.
a cantrip because
What's going on? Why'd you wake me up?
Shh. Something is here.
Something. Maybe I'm like groggy. Do I notice the sudden silence given what I knew from last night, my watch, or
Yeah, like her voice kind of carries where
trying to whisper.
whenever it's yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
middle of nowhere. There's a lot.
I'll get up and
You notice the
stretch.
fire is also a little bit light right now because
Are we like
they're
kind
a
of
little bit
surrounded by
trees.
foliage and trees?
Yeah.
Am I able to kind of like? I want to like kind of see if I can really focus on. Am I able to see any like movement out there? That's kind of all I'm really looking for.
I also want to wake up Yane and be like, Yane, there's going to be something to kill soon.
Do it.
What a great way to wake him up.
It's like a pot of coffee.
I'll
Uh,
take a look around.
I'm just
suppose.
looking for movement.
Yeah,
Any-
if
any quick-
anybody who's up and looking around and has dark vision, you
I
can make
do
your
not have dark
perception
vision.
without disadvantage, and if you do, you can make your perception with disadvantage.
That's a 9 on disadvantage.
Oh,
This is the same either way on that roll.
15.
I gotta roll that again. Hold on.
27.
Well, I have disadvantage.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Still a 19.
There.
19. Okay. Yeah. There doesn't appear to be any movement in the shadows around you. You can tell that it was one thing that you take note of more is that the night progressively got darker. There's a lot more cloud cover than there was before, and now it's almost complete as it's in the pre-dawn hours.
Surely got darker.
No, it did.
not
The clouds
rolling
kind of
in.
rolled in. Yeah.
Okay.
You can still see where the moon is. It's up there. It's just behind clouds. And so yeah, it's dark. You just can't quite catch anything. There's no movement. You don't hear anything. It's just quiet. Nothing bursts out of the woods to attack you.
Then Haldir's going back to bed.
Sure. Is everybody
I'm a
else
little
doing the same?
concerned about the lack of noise when I heard it so loud the other night. I'll probably stay up for
Okay.
another 10 minutes at
Sure.
least and kind of listen, see if things return to normal.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
If
So
they
you
don't, I will stay up.
right. So yeah. They don't return to normal. For the whole of the morning.
Okay.
And until dawn starts to break, and then you do start to hear the chirp of some birds, and you can hear a little bit of the maybe some rodents running around, some rabbits dashing through the snow, that sort of thing. But yeah, everybody else
So
comes
I
to
got
consciousness.
2 hours of sleep.
Yeah, well, I'll do
Oh.
it in sections of 3, so
Oh,
it's like
3
over the
hours.
course of 9 hours. Yeah. So you got 6, or you got 3.
Well, I
Yeah.
did my watch, went to
Yeah,
sleep.
so you only got
Misha
3
woke
hours.
me up, and then I stayed up.
So I would say that's a point of exhaustion.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Okay. So you're feeling a little sleepy today. But yeah, you guys gather your stuff together. And then Misha, if you'd like to, or 2 people who are taking the helm, or just one, if one wants to be helped, roll survival.
I'll help Misha.
Okay.
I will
so
not
Do I
help.
have the highest?
I'm tired.
Undoubtedly.
Yeah. I'm gonna need that help. Oh wait, am I getting aid?
You're getting
You're
an
getting
advantage.
aids.
Yeah. So you just roll twice. That's all.
A little bit better.
Yeah, that's not too bad. So you continue northward, fairly steadily. You guys are just kind of like following the line of this mountain. Almost, it's not particularly difficult to keep north. With all the peaks right next to you, and you're making a little bit worse time than you did yesterday. The snow's deeper here. So you make it probably 10, 15 miles, you'd say, in total, before it starts to get dark again. Along the way, you notice. Go ahead.
Just wondering if would anybody notice if we've been followed? Like with somebody in the back?
If someone wants to make a perception check while they're keeping an eye out, somebody in the back.
Sure.
Boom.
Nice.
I have
Yay.
disadvantage, and I rolled an 8.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, Hammond, you swear there's somebody back there, but Yane says, "Nah,
There's someone
nah,
here.
You moron.
yeah."
There was
But
someone there last night. Now there's someone
Yane,
here.
you also notice while you guys are moving through this forest, there's some weird tracks every now and then. There's kind of like divots in the snow, and it's pretty apparent to all of you. These are fairly frequent. You could see that some of the trees are just like busted down, and it's not uncommon in the forest. But it seems really haphazard, like it wasn't a wind. It wasn't like rot or anything like that. It's just kind of some random trees every now and then that are just chunked.
Can I see if I can figure any of this out?
Yeah, you can make a nature check if you want.
How big are those tracks that he found?
Nice, yeah. Probably a bear. Probably a bear that's just knocking down like a big giant dire bear.
Walking through.
Yeah.
Not trees there.
I think I did this.
Yeah, yeah. Cal, yeah, he's been chopping down trees in the night. No, so the tracks you guys see they're kind of like a cone gets like pressed into the ground, basically, and it's fairly large, like maybe at the top of it, it's like 8 inches across, something like that, and then it like so it gets thinner as it goes down into the ground, and kind of like kicks off in a direction as well. Sometimes, but sometimes just kind of like a straight up pull and then another plop, and they're pretty far apart, like 6-ish feet apart, where you see like a few of them in a line, and yeah. Some of them are getting kind of wind blown and covered up in snow as the wind kind of kicks up and displaces some of the snow. And it's a rather cold morning. But other than those tracks and some knockdown trees, you don't see anything of note while you guys are moving. But you do know that you made a little bit worse time today. Do you continue on in the dark? And it is dark. As the sun goes down, there's still pretty decent cloud cover.
I'd say we
Even a little bit of snow.
only until we found like a good resting place, especially if it's getting dark.
Okay. I'll allow you to make another nature check. Someone wants to help her as well.
Or unless somebody happens
I'll
to be
help.
better at nature checks, but
5.
Mm.
Seeing things.
I'm not a nature person.
Not a naturey person.
I'm not an intelligence person.
Yeah, it takes you a little while as you guys are doing this, maybe even just an hour of your resting time. But you eventually craft a place that your horses aren't going to freeze to death and die. Nice windbreak and a decent place to bed down and warm up for the night. But it is already a bit darker and a bit quieter in the forest around you. You all can tell now that as the sun finally dips completely and you guys are just using your own torchlight or cantrips to keep light, that it is dead quiet again.
I could build us a hut if we're worried about it.
A magical hut?
Like a stone hut.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about a tiny hut.
Stone shaping, I guess. That's pretty funny.
Ooh,
Throw up
yeah.
some walls. I mean, I don't know.
No, that's
Maybe
actually great. Yeah, I like that.
Well, I'll cast Wall of Stone and make like I don't know how many of these fucking things is it?
It would also help
It's
protect the light from like being as visible as well too.
10 foot by 20 foot fucking things.
Yeah,
They're on
make it
3.
a goddamn house.
Yeah, he just casually constructs a log cabin out here.
Stone cabin.
Yeah. So I cast Wall of Stone and I put them in information as such. If you look at the map, like this.
Sure. Yeah.
And so it's closed on this side, but not closed on this side, because we need to be able to get out in the morning.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah,
permanent.
yeah,
That's
that
a
makes
small
total
opening,
sense.
sure.
Just imagine.
Okay.
And the walls are pretty fucking thick, because
Yeah,
you
they're
can
big.
Nice. So
I
is there a
think-
roof over this too? I mean, we've got like an opening on the front. The smoke would be able to get out. Fine.
This is
Nah,
a
no,
crude
no.
construction.
We don't need a roof.
We're just gonna
Awesome.
smoke each other out.
No, the smoke would travel up if you've got an open entrance. Actually, you're right.
Yeah, it'll be okay. But if you
This is
have a roof
maybe
or not,
this is a silly question, and I just didn't hear if you said this. Are the horses able to fit in here, or are they like?
10 by
it's gonna be a tight fit.
I don't think
Yeah.
so. I don't think it's gonna be a tight fit.
10 by 20.
You can make 10 by 10 panels.
Ooh, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah,
Right,
you should be fine.
So
In
that's
your
that's
area,
100
yeah.
That's 100 square feet.
That's a lot.
This is
Sure.
the most amazing.
More than
So
that.
so you set up
That's 1,000 square foot.
1,000
Yeah,
square
that's
foot,
crazy.
Yeah,
Holy shit! What the
yeah,
fuck?
that is a lot. Yeah,
This
But
just
I'd probably just go with 500 and double up the walls. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying?
yeah.
Yeah,
Does
this guy likes
stay here,
10-foot ceilings.
forever unless somebody demolishes it. This just stays here.
Yes, to
Yeah.
finish concentration on the spell.
But I mean, I would.
Yep.
Because otherwise it's just going to fall down while we're just sitting here.
Oh, I love it. This is like a little outpost now.
So yeah, you craft that, and you guys bed down for the night again. If the 3 people who want to take watches would roll their watches.
Not Tammy.
I'm not taking a watch. Yeah, I'm just conking out.
I'll take one of the watches.
You take in first watch, third watch, second watch.
First, I'm admiring. Oh wait, I should how long do you need to concentrate on that spell?
I think it's only 10 minutes or something.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, then I'll do first watch. Admiring how theirs work. Gently touching
Oh,
the
the
stone.
stonework is so nice.
It's amazing.
Who else is taking a watch?
I'll do one.
Go ahead and roll.
God, I'm killing it.
Love,
Mhm.
I love how you
Crushing it.
high rolls and then a low roll and then a high roll.
Damn. 2 of the same roll. It's pretty unlucky.
Okay. So Misha, you start off the watch, and again, it's quiet. I assume you don't wake everybody up now, but
No,
Yeah,
I'm staying extra peeled, like looking out for
sure.
many things.
There's not. You don't have a lot of lookouts. You just have that one little opening, unless you're actually outside.
No,
yeah.
I would trust if something is hunting us and it's going to come eat us, it has to come through the opening. So if anything, it would have to come.
Sure. So you hear in the night, fairly distantly, a crack and a crash, tree falling. It's it's pretty far away. You think the way that the sound kind of echoes and moves, and then you even hear like the cry of a creature getting eaten, like a whelp, basically, in the night. And again, it seems relatively far away. And over the course of your watch, the snow starts to accumulate a bit more until towards the end of your watch and towards the beginning of Yane's, the snow stops and the clouds start to clear. Yane, on your watch, you don't hear anything or see anything until towards the end of your watch, when Yane, you can start to hear the animals again. The moonlight's back, and you can start to hear the wildlife in the forest again. Who's up next?
I'll give it a go.
Sure. $25. Sure. You hear some close rustling to your guys' location, and even some like snorting. It sounds relatively big. But looking out, you don't see anything. Do you go to investigate?
I'm gonna wake up Yane. Hey, buddy. It's a giant, violent monster in the bushes. Do you want to come kill it with me?
Fuck yes.
All right, let's
Do you guys
investigate.
not wake anyone else up for this?
Hell no.
Okay. I'm just.
This is the boys' time.
The
Sure.
boys.
And so you guys start to follow the sounds, and you're kind of crunching along in the snow yourself. Are you trying to be quiet?
We've never once been
Not
quiet.
successfally.
Okay.
I'll try it.
You guys
No
remember
Kira with
what
you.
happened last
This is-
time?
Yeah, when we went and
these
met the
two
guy at the
goons
camp and we drank his soup.
nearly died.
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh my god.
I'm so excited.
So Kirill stealths. He rolls a nat 20.
Ooh,
Wait, he's in heavy armor,
He has
so he's
disadvantage. That's
But
the
I'm-
problem. Yeah.
I'm in. We're in the snow. I don't think the clanking can be heard.
That is
Yeah,
such crap. What the
Sure,
fuck?
sure.
I'll be right back.
Okay, so you guys are both trying your hardest to remain stealthy as you guys move out. You're hunting something, and you notice you can hear this like grunting and this movement basically in the snow, and off in the distance, as the light still is catching from the moon. You guys can see probably 150 feet off. There is a black bear.
I'm gonna kiss my fucking Calheed and I'm gonna charge it.
Okay, sure. So you,
Screaming.
just running off into it. Okay. It immediately starts to run as well away from you.
Oh god.
And Kirill, are you also giving chase?
I'm just gonna shout Yane and come back. It's the bear
I'm yelling louder than he's talking.
because
Yeah.
I thought there
You're
was.
sure. Okay, sure. So as you're running off, Yane, cloud cover gets just a little bit thicker, and you start to lose sight of the bear. I mean, you're keeping up with him, like you're fast as fuck, and so is the bear. He's running, but as it starts to get darker, you don't have night vision. That is dark vision, and you're following the bear. You're following the bear. Gets just a little bit darker, and then bear's gone, and you hear a loud crunch. Are you still running after it?
I think I'm so fucking bloodthirsty that I probably don't even hear the crunch.
As he's just running off into the goddamn woods, I'm gonna wake everyone back up at camp and tell them Yane ran after a bear in the woods.
Misha tells Tamron to go back to sleep.
Oh, was I up? I was sleeping. the
No,
whole time
if you're
unless I
waking
got woken
everybody
up.
up, that would have been.
Oh,
the
okay.
moment.
Then yeah, I would have woken up.
Is that saying there's a bear piss in the woods?
There's a bear
I will,
shit.
uh,
Well, hold on.
Upon
So
hearing that, I'll
that
go
was the
after
last
him.
watch, or no?
No, this was on the last watch. Yes.
Okay, so I should be rested, right? 6 hours.
Yeah, you got 6 hours. You should be fine.
Yeah.
So you're all getting ready, you're gathering your things and starting to go out, and you can hear Yane just yelling out in the woods. And Yane, what you see as you get closer to where the bear disappeared, you see a massive splash of blood that's steaming out across the snow, and you catch it because it's kind of like reflecting and glinting off of the snow, the light that's casted off of the snow around you, because you're kind of like partially in the clouds, and partially like to your left there's cloud coverage, and to your right there isn't, and the clouds just kind of moving across the moon right now. And so you can just see with that extra little light that there's just this huge splash of blood, and it's steaming. And Yane's about 150, 160 feet off from you guys right now. You guys got a clear path of where he's going now. What do you do, Yane?
I mean, but I don't see anything other than just a pool of blood. Is what you said? Like,
Make a perception check.
oh baby, that probably just saved my life.
22.
So you catch just a drip of movement basically out of the left of your eye, and you kind of look up the tree that's close to you, and you see a massive white spider
Oh shit.
that currently has half of a bear mouth carcass, or a bear carcass in its jaws, and the other half is in the ground.
Half of it.
And-
Bear mouth.
Yeah, a bear in its mouth. A carcass.
Bear carcass in its mouth.
And it's
Jeez.
ripped in half, and it's chomping away, and you see 8 beady eyes looking at you in the moonlight as cloud coverage disappears, and you say it's probably 20-foot spider, so somewhere in that size. It's just crunched up, and there's a bear carcass hanging out of its mouth as it munches.
What's the distance between us?
Probably about 30 feet.
I'm gonna immediately turn around and run the fuck away, screaming even louder, but in a different scream.
Sure.
I go
sure.
from angry and excited to I think
Indiana
I shit
Jones.
myself.
No.
Alright. You hear the crunch of wood behind you as you begin to flee, and that's where we'll pick up next time.
Amazing.
Okay.
Uh,
No, we didn't roll initiative yet, guys. We're okay.
You did not roll initiative yet. Yes. We'll see what that all happens with that. But yeah, you guys are headed north, and we'll reconvene in a couple of weeks, I believe. Well,
Yeah, I don't know what
I-
people's availability is.
to posit the question, but yeah, I mean, we
I
could
mean-
play next Thursday, but that would be 2 nights of D&D in a row. I don't know if that would work for everybody.
It solely depends. If I'm here at work, I can pull it off.
That would work for me.
Wait. If you're working, you pull it off. But
If
what
I'm
is,
here in this current location, in my geographical location, I can pull it off.
is your girlfriend cock blocking you or something?
Jesus.
Oh, it's like traveling and shit, right?
For work,
Yeah,
yeah.
but- But if you have like a hotel
Do you-
and then a
Are
laptop,
you're going up there like kind of every week though? Isn't it be
Literally
pretty
every week.
reasonable to assume that you'd be there or not?
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's just if I'm like, because I typically stay with my dad, it'd be a little
Yeah.
weird if I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go play D&D.
Sure. That makes sense.
you just go sit in your room and play.
I don't have a room. I'm fucking living in an RV.